Hi, this is Scott Miller. Welcome to my Top Performance blog. Today I'm here with Cynthia Mashok, who is the Community Manager for the International Center for Clinical Excellence. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Scott. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
Good.
Hey, things are really developing on the technology front.
Yes, they are.
You know, ICCE, the website for our web-based community of behavioral health professionals, was completely revamped. You know that because you were a big part of that process.
Yes.
People are able to connect with one another, discuss various topics, etc. But that's not the only development that's taken place of late.
No, there's been a number of developments.
In fact, we have somebody on the line with us right now who's been responsible, really a force to reckon with in terms of technology in feedback-informed work, and that is Susanna Bargman, who is a Danish psychologist. Susanna, are you on the line?
I'm here, Scott. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
We're good. And you know, right now on the screen is one of the forums for ICCE. This is a place that people can go to discuss various topics related to using feedback in their work. And one of the things that people are discussing a great deal on ICCE is the various technological options for administering, scoring, and aggregating data. And you're one of the people that has developed a system like that. Your system is called Fit-Outcomes. And can you tell us just a little bit about what Fit-Outcomes does? Looks like you're operating on a Mac there, Suzanne.
I am.
And I know that Fit-Outcomes sort of has a Mac sensibility. It's lean and clean. It has a very Spartan sort of look and operation. Can you say something about that and how you designed the site?
Yeah, our ambition when we designed the website was to make it user-friendly and simple, so it would be possible, because part of the difficulties in implementation is sometimes having staff learn the technology.
It's one of those things that actually we know does get in the way in terms of implementation, that people really struggle with the technology, not because there's anything wrong with them, but it simply takes time to learn how to use a system.
That's right.
Can you tell us some things about your particular system that makes it sort of that user-friendly environment that you were talking about?
Well, I mean, one thing, being based in Europe, one thing we realized is language, not just for the clients, but also for the clinicians, is an issue.
Yes.
So we've made the system available in 9 different languages.
And some of the current languages are?
Well, it's of course in the Scandinavian languages, because FIT is very popular in Scandinavia, and it's available in English, but also in French, Spanish, Romanian, Japanese, Dutch. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And being based in Europe, one big question is, do people here vary from the people in the U.S.?
Mm-hmm.
So we're interested in continuously recalculating the algorithms of the system based on the data that we collect.
Okay.
Currently, we're trying to see if there's a difference in the Scandinavian data compared to the general data.
Right. What else makes would you like to tell us about Fit-Outcomes?
Now, in Fit-Outcomes, we've tried to make it easy, again, to get an overview by using a color system that gives you a color code about progress of your cases.
Mm-hmm.
So we operate with a kind of a traffic light logic, so red, yellow, and green.
And this means that what you're saying here is that you can look at all your currently active clients and get an immediate sense about whether they're on track in terms of progress, that would be the ORS,
Yeah.
and whether they're on track with regard to engagement, which would be the SRS.
Exactly.
So at a glance, this is telling you a number of things. Are your clients making progress?
Mm-hmm.
Are they engaged?
Mm-hmm.
Have I used the scales or forgotten to use the scales? Are there cases and clients that maybe I need to consider deactivating in the system?
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is the image of the scale, and if you envision it being used on an iPad, you simply put your finger down somewhere on the line fitting to how you feel about the different items on the ORS.
Mm-hmm.
And with the SRS, the idea is the same.
Mm-hmm.
The only extra thing we have here is that there's also a group SRS version. So you can click that button and the group SRS comes up. the graph.
And you have green and yellow and red. This may not be where you're going with it, but certainly is eye-catching. What do those things relate to?
These relate to the algorithms that are calculated and are behind the whole logic of the system. The green line gives us a sense of a case that statistically is on track for a successful outcome.
All right.
The red area gives us a sense of the opposite, a case that is on track to, again, statistically be unsuccessful.
And so just looking visually at this particular graph, its most recent sessions, maybe the last 5, looks like they're in the yellow zone, meaning it's kind of indeterminate, in between success and failure.
You can also get your ORS as a combined graph.
Well, and that's visually it gives you a sense of the overall, everybody who's involved in the case. You see instantly what is happening in the work that you're doing with these 3 individuals.
The next thing that I wanted to mention is the way that we report the aggregate data.
And so what you're doing now is you're moving from the data regarding individual cases. Here's how I'm doing with this person or this family. And you're saying, here's how I'm doing as a practitioner with all of my cases.
That's right, Scott. By using the labels, you can separate your data into any meaningful entity in your own agency that you want. So I thought I would give you an example, actually.
Great.
So here is an example of typical ways of doing client labels. So here's an agency that has an eating disorder program, a substance abuse program, a program for adolescents, and a family program.
What kind of stats, aggregate statistics, does Fit-Outcomes provide?
So I thought I would just show you that here. Actually, what it gives you is the first third of the stats is a simple count. A count of how many clients, a count of how many collateral raters, etc. How many sessions, what is the average number of sessions in this agency.
So these are more like descriptive statistics.
Exactly.
Okay.
The second third is your outcome data based on what your clients say. Now,
a couple of things that really stand out to me in this particular data and might be of interest to practitioners are the percentage of people reaching service target. That's number 1. And then the 2 effect size scores. Can you just say something briefly about those 2?
So the percentage of clients reaching target simply means how many clients, when they terminate treatment, reach the green area, the area that is associated with a successful outcome.
And what's this relative effect size compared to an effect size?
Well, this is also a really interesting stat. This compares your outcomes to the outcomes of other clinicians. So the relative effect size tells you whether your service is above average, on average, or below average.
Suzanne, when people have started to use Fit-Outcomes, what would you say is the biggest stumbling block or difficulty?
I think actually this part that we're talking about now, understanding the aggregate statistics and understanding them not as an evaluation of being good or bad, but as an invitation to improve. I think many people, myself included, feel a little bit intimidated that maybe somebody's going to see that I'm not very good at my job.
How can they get a hold of you?
Well, the easiest way to get a hold of us is actually just to go to our website, fit-outcomes.com. There is an email address. If you send an email, you can get a 2-month free trial. You can also email us with questions. We're happy to do anything we can to help people get set up.
Perfect, Suzanne. Hey, thanks so much for spending some time with me.
Thanks, Scott.
Bye-bye now.
Thanks, Suzanne.
Thanks, Cynthia.
So, Cynthia, thoughts, summary, anything at all? What do you think about that?
Well, it's really exciting to see, you know, how the technology is evolving, and you know, there are now a few options out there, and I think that over the years I've seen them all evolve. So that's very exciting, and I think it's designed to really make these systems user-friendly and helpful. to clinicians. For me today, this was exciting to see how fit outcomes has evolved.
I guess we should also say, Cynthia, that ICCE has no financial relationship with fit outcomes or any of these particular systems. We're grateful that these entrepreneurial types have taken the time and invested the resources into making them available to people. And I guess it's about, we're about ready to sign off here for this installment of the Top Performance blog.
Right, okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.